Hey, this is Shaun with the Atlanta Tennis Podcast, powered by Go Tennis. Check out our calendar of Metro Atlanta tennis events at letsgotennis.com, and be sure to register for the Go Tennis Fall Festival coming up on November 9th at James Creek Tennis Center. It's going to be awesome. Today, this is the official view with Hall of Fame coach and tournament official Dave Matthews. Today, we're going to talk about technology and its potential to help with line calling and tournament match management. Dave, the USTA made an announcement recently. They are going to use ELC. I like that they're calling it ELC. It sounds cooler that way. Electronic line calling in certain tournaments coming up, national indoors. So supposedly the technology they're using does not work outdoors yet, but national indoors, they're going to test it on the 12s and the 16s, and they're going to see how it goes. So the question is, do you, Dave Matthews, have an opinion on whether or not this is a good thing?
Yes, I have an opinion.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
That's right. We'll keep this version short. I think as long as they have gotten, it's like a coach. When you think about a game plan, you have to think of the holes that are in it. You have to think of what can the opponent do to counteract your game plan, and sometimes you do that 2 and 3 times, and I think as long as, the funny question right now is what the world is different about indoors and outdoors. Is there a green screen to make it indoor compatible? I don't know. But anyway.
Easier for the camera installation?
Maybe same size court. Is there an above camera? That's my question. Because the only reason outdoor would be different than indoor is you got a roof, but who knows? If they have thought about how to use it, to me, that's the most important factor. How do we use it to not really, really, really delay play? We hope that it only occurs maybe at most half a dozen times, during let's say a 2-set match. And if that's the case, do you have an iPad over there on the net or on the bench or whatever that you can go over and tap?
Let me read the quote, and that way we'll know what they're saying. Players competing in the Select National Indoor Championships will have access to courtside touchscreens to immediately access ball tracking data, quote, challenge a line call, and receive a visual representation of where the ball landed and an in-out ruling within approximately 20 seconds. Now, here's the interesting statement, which is they're assuming, where to go? They're assuming that it won't take more than that 20 seconds and they can challenge as often as they want to, they being the players. There's no maximum challenges. They're hoping this is going to be, minimally intrusive into the matches. I don't know.
20. It's kind of like when you're going to start the serve clock. Mm-hmm. I used to watch it just to see. Me and you're playing. We'd have let's say a 8-ball rally. That's 8 balls each, a 16-ball rally, and point ended, and I'm looking over, and Shaun, let's say Shaun loves to go to his towel. Shaun is over to his towel, and right as he gets to his towel, which probably took about another, let's say he ended the point on the do side of the court, and your towel is on the ad side of the court. You walk all the way over there, which is probably another, let's say 5 to 7 seconds, 8 seconds, could be 10 if you're slow and tired. And you get to your towel, and then they start the 25 or 30-second shot clock, whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now we're at 40, 45. Let's say I toss the ball up and it's a bad toss. That could be a minute in between serves, in between points. So, when Shaun, I'm going to challenge your call. Now we both got to walk over there. Are you going to allow them to get water in a towel while they're over there because they're right by it?
Just got to stand there for 20 seconds. And this is the USTA math. I'm going to pick on it a little bit.
Sure.
approximately 20 seconds it takes for the system to do its thing.
Right.
Okay. But how
Right.
long does it take you and me to meet there?
That's
We're going
right.
to meet there. We're going to hit the button, right?
Right.
And then we're going to wait for the 20 seconds. We're going to go grab a drink and a towel, maybe. Then we're going to
Yeah.
come back and we're going to check it. And we're going to look and be like, oh man, that was out. I can't believe it. It was so close. I actually thought it was in. We're going to talk about it for 3 or 4 seconds. Then we're going to walk all the way back. And the USTA says, oh, I lost it there. There is no limit on the challenges, but the expectation is they will take no more than 20 seconds total and they will not be frequent.
Right. Right.
20 seconds total. When it takes 20 seconds for the system to do its thing. Okay, we're picking on this specific technology, and
Right.
that's fun to do. Let's talk about technology in general. There are plenty of these systems. We laughed at the slow motion video of the ball hitting the
Oh yeah.
ground when they were doing it on tour. And so now we're just starting to introduce it. It's going to be quirky. Some things are going to work. They're not
Sure.
only indoor. Who knows? Sometimes they'll use it in certain ways. Let's just talk about the technology in general. Is this good for the kids? Are they going to lose their ability to negotiate line calls? What's the
I
deal?
I think if they would go back in their little cubby hole and put a limit, just like they did with challenges in the beginning. You got 3 challenges per set. You know, you had to have a strategy when to use them, when not to use them. Was it an important time? If it's not an important time, 99% of the time it ain't gonna matter. So I think, if that's the policy they're coming out with, that I don't think they've really thought about it. I really don't. You're talking about the challenges could take just as long as some of the matches in total time played. So I hope they re-look at that very quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be a fiasco. You're going to have people. You might as well think they're playing a Game Boy over there, going to play on the tablet. The monitor. Oh my God, it's going to be crazy. And from an official standpoint, it's even going to be crazier. We're going to be sitting there going, guys, your matches are taking 3 hours and you only played total of 20 minutes. I mean, come on. So
And as an official, then it's like, hey, official help, my iPad's not working. I mean,
yeah,
there are all kinds of things that go wrong. We get it.
absolutely.
We get it.
Yeah,
It's going to be quirky. But in this case, it's more of the question. We're always looking for a moral to what we're talking about
sure.
in this conversation on this show. So here, what is this the kind of thing that's going to help? Is this just going to relax the parent? It's going to relax the coach that are watching, going, that ball was in. Oh my God. Is it going to relax the kids to just know there's mediation there? They have an answer and they can wash it away instead of steaming about a bad call. I think it could be better for the anxiety of a tennis match to just have this, plug it in and be done with it.
I agree. I agree. I think it does give a finalization to a problem that is still there. Um, you know, I would love to see them think this through a little bit better. You know, but I think it could help for sure. Um, how long matches are going to take? That's going to be a whole nother game. It's gonna have to be a mental thing from me as a player uh, to just say, if Shaun calls it out, and I really don't think it was, if I don't think it was out, I'll just go challenge it real quick. But I'm not going to make a habit of it. I mean, you're going to have some kids that are going to make a mockery of the system, and it's going to be bloody ugly for those kids. It's just like anything else in life. When you see a little fad come along and every kid jumps on it, you got to figure out if it's for you or not. And if it's not for you, let it go and just keep on going. But it could get bloody ugly for a while, to try to solve the problems. But I think it could help in the end. It could take a while though. If you
And it will. And just to get it implemented, let's now assume, let's skip to the end and say, assume it all works, just like we have on the ATP and WTA tours.
right,
It just works. And some people use it. Eventually, they're all going to use it.
right,
And what it is for me is it's the ability to say, oh my God, that's totally an ace. I can't believe you called it out. I'm going to challenge it. And I see it was, 1 millimeter out. It's closure.
right,
It's closure for me emotionally.
right,
And I'm not mad at you anymore.
right.
Now,
Yeah,
sometimes players feed on that. Maybe I need that contempt for my
Right.
opponent.
Sure.
But others like me, I'm gonna take that out on myself. Like I can't believe that guy did it, and I'm gonna be smashing rackets. You know, like I'm gonna have my own internal demons.
Right.
Does it not just wash most of that away for many players?
I think it will. I think it will. Yeah. I could see where it could help the game a lot. Um, I like I said, I just hope that, here we are. Are our coaches and our parents just going to tell the kid to continually, object or question the call? And if that's the case, and let me tell you, we've had people, I see as a referee, I see people all the time. If you lose the first set, you go to the bathroom, you know, just to break the momentum. I think the bathroom break is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen. And I, in all my, I'm sorry, in all my playing career, as much as I have played, and I have played just as much as almost anybody, to a large degree. Um, I've never used a bathroom during a tennis match, ever. And does that mean other people don't have dietary problems or things like that? No, not at all. But boy, it sure is gone crazy. It has gone nuts. And is this going to be the next case to break open the squirrel basket for all the nut users?
But enough about Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Yeah.
Let's just say,
Oh my
okay,
God.
maybe for me, I'd love to go change a shirt, right? But I used to do that on court. I'd bring a pile
And
of
you know
shirts.
what?
I was like TFO.
For a while, the women were doing it too. They had a little towel, like almost like a little portable, what do you call it, shower, a little curtain. They go around you, just change your skirt and your shirt right there. Not a biggie. You can do it you can do it in a changeover.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem. Why is that a problem? I don't get it. But
And this will be
have your squirrel seekers wanting to use those nuts, and
well, and we all play within the rules, and that's the thing. If it's a rule, I'm not cheating by going to the bathroom. I'm not. It's not breaking a rule. I'm playing within the rule.
right,
Some might want to call it a loophole if they don't like the concept. But you know what? This is why it's fair because we're both challenged by the same set of rules, and how we play within them is up to us.
right,
And in
right.
this case, yeah, they're going to be some kids that are constantly challenging calls, and it's going to be frustrating. And maybe that's the way you get me to, you'd be like, oh my God, if I call it out, he's just going to challenge it. And what if I'm wrong and I'm going to be embarrassed?
Well, that now the technology is being used against the fair player.
Right.
That's what you don't want to allow in the game
Yeah.
of tennis. Tennis has always been a game of fair play. Being good with your opponent and understanding that it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard to call balls because as you get better, the speed of the ball is faster. So your eyesight and things are then questioned, but yet at the same time, it's an honesty system, and it's been the beauty of the game for hundreds of years. Why do we think now we need to allow people to go that extra mile now when we have some technology? Just limit it to the whatever 3 or 4 times a set when you can use it, and make that part of the strategy. If they can't come up with a strategy to use it, and it's not use it at a certain time, use it only if you need to use it at a certain time, then I think we haven't thought it through. And if that's the way we're going to start going at stuff with reckless abandon, you're going to lose some more good tennis players because of the goofiness of the people that are going to beat it to death.
Yeah. Well, and maybe the technology isn't there yet. They don't have a way to limit 3 per player in the technology is probably my guess. That's what I'm thinking is going on. There's certain things they can't just say, well, let's do all the magic, and all the time I've spent building systems, knowing that, you know what, you can't just say make it work, right? Because it takes
Right.
time, it's difficult.
Right.
It's also costly. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the USTA doesn't mind spending money on arguably not the best decisions, but we'll leave that for another conversation. So Dave, what's the moral of the story here? Is it good? Is it bad? Do we like it? Is it just going to take time? What are we learning from this?
I think the moral of the story, just as I kind of spoke briefly on about halfway through, is that this could possibly be, it could be a big thing for the game of tennis. It really could be. It could also be just another little fad thing coming along that every little squirrel wants to pick up and use and abuse if we're not careful. You have to decide in the end result as a player how much you're going to lean on this and do it in a fair manner. And you know, here we are back to life. Just because we have laws don't mean people want to obey them. But if you do the right thing, more people are safer and get along life's journey a lot better than if we try to abuse things. And those who want to abuse, they get put in that little closet. They don't realize they are. But then all of a sudden, once they get the rules and things to come around, they have to back up and stop doing what they were doing, which is not the right thing. And so it literally becomes just do the right thing for you and your situation. And in your heart, if you're doing the right thing, you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
There we go. Thank you so much. This has been the official view with Hall of Fame coach and tournament official, Dave Matthews. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Thank you, sir.
You bet, buddy. Have a good day.